Smoke meat.
No chemicals or preservatives, just 100% honest to goodness hickory smoked meat.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot.
You ain't got no better food like some chicken wings, some baby back ribs, some fries or something?
It's just two guys talking, am I right? We're just talking.
Hey, howdy, hey. Deep from the pit.
Deep from the pit. I like that.
The number one barbecue podcast in these western United States.
Undisputed heavyweight champion.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh, man. How you been, Mike?
Oh, dude. So good. Busy, but good.
I know. I feel it.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like I haven't talked to you since you were in the pit last time.
Dude, we have said this before, but we used to spend a ridiculous amount of time together.
Like 20 to 30 hours a week.
Yeah, seriously. And even when we weren't together, we were always texting or talking about issues or whatever. We never talk anymore. And every, Tuesday, we're like, dude, let's get together. But
it's the pit that keeps
weird.
us together.
It is the pit. Thank you, Pit.
But for the record, I sent you a hilarious reel on Instagram.
Oh, my God.
That I just had to share you because you don't pay attention when I send you hilarious reels.
Listen, it's nothing against you. I forget Instagram has Messenger. And so I will get on there and there will be the paper airplane with 45 notifications. Whitney makes fun of me all the time, but there's some pretty funny stuff. And your thing was hilarious.
Maybe I'll put it in our stories.
Yeah, I like it.
Because it's worth sharing.
It's pretty funny. I've never seen anything like that.
Just, be careful where you wear your AirPods.
That's a little teaser.
Yeah.
You got to check it out. It's a good
man, I get it. I forget I have them in sometimes.
Sure. I don't have AirPods. I just wear the cheapos, so it's a lot easier. So,
dude, we got to fix that.
I've heard really good things. I just have never had them.
So, we'll go on this tangent.
Okay.
I grew up calling Apple the evil empire.
Okay.
And was like, no, they just brainwash us. They give computers to schools so kids will learn how to use them. Mm-hmm. They're so expensive. They're garbage. I won't use a Mac. I hated Mac.
Mm-hmm. From your parents?
No, that was my personal opinion on Apple.
You were that strong about it.
I was that strong on it.
Okay. I like it.
Haley got an iPhone. I was like, I can't believe I'm going to have this in my house.
It's very similar.
And then we got an iPad. My aunt gave me an iPad for Christmas. And it was right when I was starting my career and I was starting to travel a lot. Mm-hmm. And at the time, video chat was very new. Mm-hmm. There was MSN Messenger, which just sucked all around.
Skype was pretty mid.
Yeah. Hardcore mid.
Yeah.
And I traveled and we had Charlie. He was a brand new baby and FaceTime was amazing.
Yeah.
It just worked. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I FaceTimed all the time when I travel for work. So and I saw Charlie and, Haley and I would talk. I started thinking it's not so bad.
Fine, I guess. That's how they get you, John.
Well, yeah, now I'm a walking advertisement for Apple now.
Since I've known you, all you've had is Apple everything.
Yeah, I mean,
the latest and greatest of all of it.
I've got MacBooks, iPads, iPhones, AirPods, Apple TVs, Apple Watch. And I always tell people if my Apple Watch died, I'd go a month or two before I got a new one. Mm-hmm. iPad, I'd probably have one in a week or so. Mm-hmm. My computer would be within a couple of days. That's how I make my living. My iPhone, I would do everything I could to try and fix it, but I'd buy one the next day. Mm-hmm. I have left work in the middle of the day when my AirPods have crapped out and failed to go buy another pair.
Really? That good, huh? What makes them
just
so good?
It's just so integral into everything I do in my life. The big thing is the handoff. if I've got music playing on my computer and my phone rings, like I just answer my phone and it's immediately in my ears. I don't have to think
jump
about
to
it.
the next device. You just answer it, huh?
Great battery life, really high quality. The noise cancellation is awesome. And I mean, I talk on the phone for a living, basically.
Yeah.
So having to hold the phone up to my ear is horrible.
Yeah. Well,
So
maybe I should look into them. I don't really, I mean, it's not like I can use them while I'm working. But I've thought a lot about getting AirPods. I've just always had the knockoffs, and they're fine for what I use them for, I guess. But I have heard that once you go AirPod, you're never going back because they're just so nice.
yeah,
So
yeah, they really do work really well.
they noise cancel too?
The pros are.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So back to barbecue. Now that
Apple is not a sponsor, so
yet.
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 It's only a matter of time. Send an email, John.
Yeah. You know who else is not a sponsor, but I would proudly sponsor them? Pica Rica.
Pica Rica! Dude, they're amazing. They're probably the first legitimate barbecue joint that I have gone to since I've been into this. I don't travel very much, so
Dude, we need to go to Bam Bam's in Orem.
Bam Bams. I do need to go to Bam Bams.
We should pick a weekend and do an on-the-road episode.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so Pica Rica just got named, I think they're number 7 on Texas Monthly's top 10 list.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
they're
In
in the country.
the country.
So, I mean,
Holy cow.
we talk about Terry Black's, Salt Lick, Snow's Barbecue, Franklin's, they're playing at that level.
Holy cow. I didn't realize
In
that.
little old San Jorge, Utah.
Yeah. Which, for those of you who don't hablo español, San Jorge is Spanish for the Niño. Have you seen that SNL thing? It's
No.
Chris Farley's like, for those of you who don't hablo he's like a professional wrestler named El Nino. And he's like, for those of you who don't hablo español, El Nino is Spanish for the Niño.
I feel like I've seen all of Chris Farley's stuff. I love Chris Farley.
It's a good one.
I wanted to have a van when I was 16 because of Chris Farley. Yeah, so they're a legit barbecue place. And it was delicious.
Yeah.
So
This was your first time there? You went last time.
No,
didn't you?
I've always been voted down.
Oh, boo, family.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah, so my brother-in-law went when he was down there, and he and I started talking about it. Everyone got on board. But we went, and they had just sold out of pulled pork, so we didn't have any pulled pork, but
You went later at night, right?
it was like 6:15, 6:30. Like, they run out of stuff earlier than I expected them to.
Yeah.
But I get it. It's St. George. It's not Austin, Texas.
Right, and especially this time of year, it's not as popular as it normally is, probably.
Yeah. I had brisket from the point that literally just melted in my, just dissolved.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. Haley got some turkey, had some spare ribs, barbacoa, tried their mac and cheese, and I had a little bit of the whatever the Mexican street corn stuff is.
Yeah, dude, I like that stuff. That was good.
My brother-in-law had some that I stole a bite of his.
What's barbacoa? I know we've talked about it.
So it's slow roasted beef that's got Mexican flavors in it. Like traditional barbacoa is you bury a cow head in the ground and build a fire over the top of it, and it roasts for 24 hours, and then you pull it out and pick it.
It's just like cheek meat.
Yeah.
Ooh. I've heard that's the best part
Beef
of the cow.
cheeks.
Just sounds kind of gross.
No, dude, it's like brisket point, but better.
All right. I can get on board.
But it was fantastic. I'm trying to think. I feel like did I get a text receipt from them? I'm trying to remember if there was anything else.
You sent me a picture of your platters. I was pretty jealous.
Oh, here we go.
Did you get any of their like sausages?
I did. That was the other thing.
Yeah, they had some good sausages.
I did a Texas beef link, spare ribs, turkey, barbacoa, sliced brisket, and mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was like talking to the gal that was cutting it and like asking her, I was like, oh, what do you think about this? And like, what's your favorite thing? I was like, oh, I'll have some brisket. Do you have any of the point?
Mm.
And it's not uncommon so you go and you buy everything by weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's priced by the half pound, but you can always order less than that. Like I typically ordered about a quarter pound of everything. Except for ribs. Ribs, you don't be dumb. Order by the number of ribs.
Okay.
That you're gonna have. So they weigh it, and then like put a sticker on for like, okay, you're buying this much brisket, this much ribs, all of that stuff. But she would like do that, and then she'd weigh it, put the sticker on there, and then put more.
Nice.
Give the extras. And my brother-in-laws were like, how'd you get so much? I was like, dude, you got to talk to him. Don't just.
Oh, see, you're better than me. I'm always just so mesmerized that I'm just like, whoa.
Dude, I want to learn from him. I'm like asking him
that's what I should do.
Any question I can ask, I ask him. And that's the cool thing about barbecue. Like, they love it. Mm-hmm. They love talking about what they do.
Yeah.
So we had dinner, hung out there inside the restaurant, and my family was talking. And I got up and I went out to the back where the pits were.
Where the pits are.
And they've got a 500 and 1,000 gallon pit. Mm-hmm. And you've been there. You've seen them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started talking to Cass, who was the pit master there. I had just missed Jason, the owner. He had just left when I went back there. But, man, just talk about a cool place to hang out, and everybody just wants to share the knowledge they have. They're like, we're so excited for, like, stuff to be on social media and, like, have conversations. Like, this isn't the good old boys society anymore. Like, we want everyone doing barbecue.
Yeah, I like that.
So...
But, yeah, dude, they were super cool. When I went down, like, I was just kind of hum-hawing around their pits, like, oh, interesting. Because I can't remember if I was either in the process of building mine or I had just finished. And so I was kind of like, how interesting how they did that. The dude comes out, it's like, hey, come have a look. Just opens everything up, shows me everything. So cool. Just good dudes.
Yeah, it was super cool to see. I was talking to him, like, how much brisket do you guys do? They do... on average, like 18 to 20 briskets a day.
Wow.
And that 1,000 gallon will do 24 of them. And then you're going this weekend.
Yes,
so I just got back from St. George. You're on your way down.
I am.
On Saturday, they do beef ribs.
I think we went once on a Saturday because we got beef ribs, and Damon has not stopped talking about it.
There are a few things in life I love more than beef ribs.
They're pretty amazing.
They are so good. But, yeah, if you're in St. George, you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't go to Pica Rica.
I support that. It is awesome.
If for nothing else, drive around the back. There's a little bit of parking in the back. Mm-hmm. Drive through the back and see these pits. Like, they're so impressive.
Very cool. And they told me that the guy who built them, I want to say lived in Cedar City or something. Like, they're pretty local.
Yeah, one of them was out of Texas. I think the 1,000 gallon was out of Texas. It was the last one that the guy in Texas built.
The big one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, I think the 500, I think you're right. I think that one was somewhere kind of close
I just
by.
remember him saying Cedar. Maybe he was coming from Cedar. Now I can't remember, but either way. Really cool dudes, which, I really appreciate when you can sit and talk and it's not awkward and they're willing to share and you don't feel like they're like This is proprietary information,
Yeah.
just super cool dudes.
Yeah, super cool idea though that I hadn't ever thought about.
Go
and
on.
I've seen pictures of this before and never thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
They put foil over the tip of the flat
Interesting. Why?
because it cooks so fast. Like, think about your point end.
Mm-hmm.
It's this thick.
Yeah.
The flat is this thick.
Right. The tip
It
always
cooks
gets
so
all
fast.
crispy
It
and-
always dries out.
Yeah. Huh.
They had foil over it.
Just that part of it, huh? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
So
I
do
didn't-
they have it wrapped in paper with the foil over it, or just the foil over the tip?
So they were just taking them off. I put a picture on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same pictures that I sent you.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pictures of the guy with the tray and the brisket, he had just pulled those off and was taking them inside to wrap them in paper.
Okay.
So the foil's already off of those.
But that makes sense. During the really
initial
intense
cook.
part, yeah. When they're not direct, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're uninsulated.
Just over the tip, huh? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
I can
super
get on
cool.
board. So would you do that in your pellet grill?
I might try it,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest. Like, I love the idea of it.
It makes sense.
Uh,
I wonder if you could do that with other things that, like, I guess a brisket's the only thing I can think of. I'm trying to think of
you
other
could, like,
meats
a
that have
tri-tip?
a part. Yeah, a tri-tip that has one part that dries out a little faster. Interesting.
Sorry, I'm like, my mouth, like, my jowls are like salivating looking at this picture, thinking back to that brisket. Oh, it was good. And their sauces.
Dude, I loved their sauces.
So they've got a mole barbecue sauce, which I love mole.
Yeah. I think it must be an acquired taste because I'm coming around to it. But the first time I had it, I was like, what is going on in my mouth?
Here's the thing about mole is it's like meatloaf and spaghetti sauce. Everyone makes it a little bit different.
Okay.
So my family's mole recipe is much sweeter and heavier on chocolate, whereas other moles are red almost and very heavy on the chili
Okay.
and almost are like bitter.
So where do these guys stand?
Theirs was, I mean, it's a mole barbecue sauce, so it's definitely
It's
on
not
the
straight up
sweeter
mole.
side.
Okay.
But it's got some good like Southwest chili flavor to it. And then they've got Carolina mustard.
Their Carolina mustard sauce is where I kind of started to fall in love with Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Like,
Yeah.
just so good.
Yeah. And then they had a salsa verde that I didn't have, and then their house sauce was it was slamming.
Yeah.
And Haley even liked the mac and cheese, and she is incredibly particular
Yeah,
about her
she's
mac
a
and cheese.
staunch mac and cheese. She does her own deliciousness, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
So,
Interesting.
anyways, go to St. George, hit it up.
Go to Pica Rica.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Uh-huh.
It's spendy, but it's so good.
I think it's cheaper than Texas barbecue.
Really? See, I've never been to Texas barbecue. So.
Yeah, so my platter, I had one side and brisket, ribs, sausage, barbacoa, and turkey. I had about a quarter pound on average of 5 meats. Was $50. I think the picture that I put on Instagram was one of their, I think it's called the Smoke Show platter. That's designed for 4 people.
Okay.
It's $99. But it,
Is that the one with the slaw and the corn? And okay. Yeah, we might have to hit that up. Don't tell Whitney.
she doesn't listen to us anyways.
That's true. She actually does. Usually I get a text. Why did you say this? So I got to watch what I say. I think I'm always very complimentary of her, but anyway.
Yeah. So highly recommend it. And then I've got to work out the logistics with him. I was going to meet up with Bob Hildebrandt.
Yes.
He was...
Do you always get the same house? Because you said you were looking in his backyard.
We rent the same house every time.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was in the middle of a house project, so we couldn't record an episode while I was there. And then it ended up... My nephew had baseball games that we hadn't planned on. Mm-hmm. Ended up he had a tournament down there this weekend. Oh. So we went to baseball games instead, so I didn't even get a chance to run over and say hi to him. But we're going to get Bob on, and he had 3 offsets in his backyard.
What? Did you go talk to him?
No, I didn't talk to him at all this trip. I did last time. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was looking over, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a stack there and a stack there. There's a third stack over there.
Bob?
So I am excited to talk to Bob.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
He is good people. So. All right. Well, now that we're 20 minutes in here.
Worth it, dude. Totally worth it.
There is a momentous holiday coming up, Mike. The fat guy holiday, one might say.
I started way too high.
I was going to say,
I'm not going to be able to keep this going.
I'm waiting to see if we hit the next octave.
That was my bad, everybody. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
God bless America, dude.
So here's the deal. Every holiday, like Christmas, like there's gifts. Like there's all sorts of stuff. Like 4th of July, there's parades and all this hootenanny going on. Like holidays have so much commotion built around them. Labor Day, like everyone goes on vacation. You got to go to the lake. You got to. Thanksgiving, it's about gratitude and one meal. And granted, like, the meal's a big deal. I'm not trying to downplay it.
Sure.
But that's it, man.
Yeah.
It's just about family.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
So, I like Thanksgiving more than Christmas.
Whoa, more than Christmas.
More than Christmas.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about people who start celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving?
The Saturday after Halloween is Christmas Saturday.
Oh, okay.
In my mom's house.
Oh, good. Okay.
We go to breakfast now at Angie's every Christmas Saturday. We wear ugly Christmas sweaters at 7:45 in the morning.
Really?
Yep.
I love this.
Christmas music starts. Huh. I've got no hate for it.
Good.
But Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving, and I'm going to eat a lot of turkey. I'm going to lay on the couch, complain about how much I ate, and I'm going to watch football all weekend long.
I love that. See, that's kind of where I've gotten. Whitney would put the tree up as soon as the trick-or-treaters left. But I'm too lazy to get up and get it down out of the loft.
I am allergic to artificial Christmas trees.
Are you serious?
I touch them and my hands turn bright red.
All of them? Or is there like a specific...
Every one I've ever had.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and you know how they're like kind of scratchy?
Yeah.
When they scratch my skin, they leave big red welts.
What?
I don't have to do the Christmas tree.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I occasionally carry the bag with the Christmas tree upstairs for Haley.
Really?
That is the extent of the Christmas tree I do.
That's wild. I've never heard of that. Well done.
It is a beautiful thing.
Well done getting out of it, man.
It is a beautiful thing. But yeah, I've got no hate for Christmas.
Yeah, I like that. See, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think Thanksgiving gets offended that we're also excited for Christmas. No. I do think it's its own thing, and that's great. But I feel like it's kind of part of the season.
It's a long weekend. It's great.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. And God bless America. Like, capitalism is strong.
Yeah.
Black Friday deals are already going. Like,
yeah.
The Black Friday madness is a thing of the past. Every deal that is worth having, I can get online, or I just don't get it. And I'm at that point in my life. I was not always at this point. Mm-hmm. I'm very blessed and fortunate. I don't need a $5 griddle from Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay the $25 and get it in 2 days from Amazon.
Dude, Black Friday used to be nuts. Like,
Oh yeah,
it
dude.
was scary. It's really not that anymore. Whitney, I can't even remember what she said she got, but she was like, it was on a Black Friday deal. I was like, it's like November 1st. She's like, oh, Mike, it's Black November. Black Friday doesn't really mean anything anymore.
After the podcast, I'll tell you what I bought last night.
Oh,
It's exciting, but not exciting the way that you would hope it's exciting.
I don't even know how to take this, John. I'm worried. Am I going to have to sign an affidavit or
No,
something?
it's just very adult.
Oh, well, John.
Not that kind of adult.
Okay,
Mike.
good. Whew, I was like, dude, you can keep it to yourself. All right.
But with it being Thanksgiving coming up, we're gonna do kind of a 2-part, right?
Yep.
So today we're gonna talk a little bit about sides, and we're gonna talk about desserts.
Yep.
Pie specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week,
Protein.
Mike, I want you to go deep on the shredded ham.
Okay. Dude, I'm a huge fan.
I know you are.
Yeah. It has changed my life.
But we'll talk about brining turkeys and why you should spatchcock them, why you shouldn't cook a bird with stuffing in it,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff next week.
How many people do you think died of foodborne illness because of undercooked
stuffing?
turkey and stuffing? Like,
I doubt very many died.
I bet that. Do you think we're just wussies now? Like, people were like, we used to just eat it right off the bird.
But I think
mean-
we are absolutely going soft as a society and not just around the midsection.
Yeah. Our gastrointestinal system is soft now. Softer than the Dallas Cowboys.
That's pretty soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think many people died. Do I think a lot of people got sick? Yeah, probably.
They're just like, man, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Why does anybody like it? I'm always sick after.
Dude,
Turns out you just undercooked your turkey.
we got the stomach flu after Thanksgiving one time.
I think you've told me this.
My kids call it Puke-a-palooza.
I couldn't remember what it was. It had a funny name to
Yeah,
it.
no, maybe it's just Puke-palooza. Dude,
Puke-apocalypse.
I almost didn't make it. Like, I almost had to skip a year of Thanksgiving the next year. It was so bad. But what are your favorite sides?
Mine are pretty cut and dry. I love potatoes, mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuffing or dressing. What's the difference? You spent time in the South.
I think the biggest thing is one's cooked in a bird and one's not.
Oh, really? Oh, in that case, I like dressing. I don't really care if it's cooked in a bird. Love that. And then I'm pretty into sweet potatoes, but like the kind that have so much sugar in them, they're basically not anything anymore but sugar.
Yeah.
So
I saw a really cool potato technique this week.
go on.
What is her name?
Hey, girl, hey.
No, she's not a barbecue person. It's Olivia something.
Rodrigo.
No. She flips everybody off in her videos.
Oh.
That's like her thing.
Oh, wow.
I know.
I don't know how to feel about that. Potato like mashed potato or potato like sweet potato? Or yam?
It's Olivia Tideman.
Turns out I don't know who that is.
It's Olivia Tide is her Instagram handle. But she was doing mashed potatoes.
Okay.
One, she used a ricer. Have you ever used a ricer?
I don't think I know what a ricer is.
It is a potato smasher.
Okay.
Think of, you know what like a garlic press looks like?
Okay.
Think of that much bigger.
Why? Literally turns things into rice, huh?
Yeah,
Like
it just
cauliflower rice or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that. Basically, it's a little metal pot. I say little. It's probably about the size of our Scrub Daddy cups.
3 or 4 inches.
Yeah, you put stuff inside of it, and then it's got another metal press that goes below it, and at the bottom there's a bunch of little holes. But what was really cool, the thing I hate about making mashed potatoes, I like skins in mine. Nobody else in my family does.
That's how I am too. Interesting.
I think skins belong in.
I love
not
skins.
all the skins, but some skins
gotta have
fine.
a little skin in the game, if you will.
But she did her potatoes. She cut them in half.
Okay.
Put a little bit of water in the pan. Potatoes, cut side down. She cooked them, and then she put them in the ricer with the skin on them.
Okay.
Skinned it. All the potato came out, and she was left with the skin in the potato ricer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm definitely going to try that this year.
Do you have a ricer?
I do have a ricer.
Interesting.
I've got all sorts of weird stuff.
You do have
man.
a lot of weird stuff. You guys are big vegetable people, though. So that makes sense.
Not really.
Your wife's a big gardener.
She gardens and we make salsa.
Well, that's vegetables.
It's a salsa garden.
Listen, to me, that's big vegetable people.
Okay.
All right.
Let's just be clear. It's salsa.
You guys are big salsa people.
Yeah.
What do you use your ricer for?
Potatoes.
Oh, really? The same thing then?
Yeah.
Just like mashed potatoes? Like mash them or what?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But do that. Lots of butter, cream, and I love putting cheese in my mashed potatoes.
Inside them, huh?
Yeah, mixing
Okay.
it up with them. I think that's a big deal.
I'm going to be straight with you, John. I have never seen a ricer before. I just Googled it, and I was thinking, man, maybe John just had a weird dream.
No,
This
man.
can't be
It's a real thing. If my kids were still up, I'd text Haley and have one of them run it down.
No, that's very interesting. Huh. There's a KitchenAid attachment you can put on.
What?
Oh, no, never mind. It's just a pot with a ricer over the top of it.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think so, bro.
That's like, how does that work? Turns out it doesn't. Sorry, go on.
So, the one thing you left off that I'm kind of surprised by, no green bean casserole.
Oh, I do like green bean casserole. It's definitely not in my top 3, but I do definitely, I'll get after some green bean casserole.
I don't think it's Thanksgiving if you don't have green bean casserole.
It's pretty good. I feel like it got huge when we were kids, or has it always been around?
I feel like it's always been around.
Really? I just remember as like, I don't know, teenager, suddenly everybody was hyping up the green bean casserole with the
French's onions
over top of it. Yeah. But maybe it has been around forever, and that's just when I started noticing it.
Yeah.
There was something else I was going to talk about.
About how whole cranberry sauce is better than jelly.
Don't get me started, John. There is no difference. I spent hours making my own cranberry sauce one year. And it
what
was
are you talking
mid
about
at
hours?
best. Hours.
It takes like 12 minutes.
Well, hours
total.
researching and then a few minutes
The
to make.
recipe's
But
on the back of the freaking
you gotta-
bag.
No, you got to boil them for days, and then you got to mash them. Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
I think you boil them for 4 minutes, mix in the sugar, and put them in the fridge to set.
And it was not as good as the canned stuff.
You were out of your damn mind.
John, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. Have you ever, maybe we've talked about this. Have you ever had a cranberry barbecue sauce?
No, but
Do you
I
think
like
you
it.
could do that? I like cranberry sauce. I love barbecue sauce. I wonder if you could make one. Because I'm thinking there's a sandwich shop here in town that makes a sandwich called the Pilgrim over at Great Harvest. You ever had that? It's like turkey breast. It's got stuffing on it, and then it's got cranberry sauce on it. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, I wonder if you could make a cranberry barbecue sauce, if it would be any good.
I don't see why not.
I mean,
I've got raspberry chipotle barbecue
there's all
sauce.
kinds of fruity ones, cherry barbecue sauce. All right, well,
I'm down.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a shot. Definitely
Yeah.
buy a few cans of cranberry sauce to mix in.
Peasant.
Let the record show John is rolling his eyes at me, and I'm very offended by it. What else were we saying?
I don't know. I'm so distracted by the the cranberries.
Let's talk about pie.
Before we get to pies, this is the show's called Fat Guys with Smokers.
Sure.
And you're probably not going to use your offset or your barrel to do a ton of cooking on Thanksgiving. Your pellet grill is a wood-fired oven.
Yep.
Once you crank it up to 350 degrees, assuming you've cleaned it before you do that, because
Yes,
you
please
should.
do. Please do.
And you don't need to light a fire, which I almost did the other day.
No.
Yeah.
I need to clean mine out now that we're talking about this.
But clean it because you don't want the grease and stuff that's in there to burn. But if you do that, you have another oven. You have more oven space than just the one in your house, which can be a huge help on Thanksgiving.
You've used it for like rolls and bread and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah. You can bake in it. But your yams, your sweet potatoes that are loaded up with brown sugar, candied pecans. I hope you put candied pecans on yours.
No, but now I'm going to.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had that. That sounds great.
Oh, my gosh.
We're all into the marshmallows
Yeah,
and stuff.
well, no.
but
You put the candied pecans, then you put the marshmallows, and then you sprinkle more candied pecans on top.
Candied pecans. Okay.
You don't get to be this fat without knowing how to pack in extra calories,
Get
Mike.
after that.
But all of that stuff is awesome out on the smoker. Mm-hmm. You put it out there, it adds a little bit of wood flavor, not smoke flavor. Mm-hmm. And it's just freaking top notch. So don't forget that you've got that extra space. Clean your grill very well. And if you let it run at 350 for like 30 minutes before you put anything out there, anything that is going to burn will be gone and burnt off.
Yeah. Almost pull the old Demrin.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah.
Yeah, you can clean it up and then still just burn stuff off a little bit.
Yeah. So.
Right on.
But pie.
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 I love pie.
Me oh my.
I love me some homemade pie that my sister makes because I don't know how to make it.
What kind?
So she does a banana cream that's like a family recipe that is to die for, literally. Well, maybe not literally, but it's so good.
I think long and hard about dying for banana.
Dude, it's so good. And we've talked about, this is, I think we've talked about, maybe I was talking about with somebody else, Sam's Club's apple pie? Or is it Costco's?
It's Sam's Club's
Dude,
lattice
so
apple
good.
pie.
So good.
It's so good. And like I've got a recipe for a smoked caramel apple pie.
Oh yeah, you've talked about
that. Is delicious. Mm-hmm. It is so much work.
Yeah.
You've got to cold smoke the cream. You've got to make the caramel. You've got to peel and slice apples, and then you've got to bake it. And is it delicious? Is it beautiful? Is it big? Yes. The $10 apple pie from Sam's Club
so good.
might be better.
So good. Dude, they used to give all the teachers like a ham for Thanksgiving. They switched to pies, and they just get the big ones from Sam's Club. They have pumpkin, apple, all of them. They're just like, go in there, you can pick a pie. People were mad. They were like, why aren't we getting a ham? This is so cheap. I was ecstatic because those pies are so good. And I take them home, and I only have a couple kids that really like pie. And Whitney likes some, but man, I eat most of it myself, and it is phenomenal.
I should have bought one today. I was there buying treats for work. I could have just had an apple pie in the fridge.
Yeah, dude, you missed out.
That was a fail.
That would be awesome. Just have it in the fridge. That's a great idea. Whenever you need a little pick-me-up, you just slice some pie. I should get that, put it in my mini fridge in my classroom. Mid-lecture, just be like, hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, continue.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got some good ideas.
Pull it out. If I take a slice that is 1/12 the total pie,
Yes.
and I've eaten 3/8 of the pie, how much pie is left?
Today, we're talking about fractions, people. That's awesome.
Awesome apple pie. Banana pie, I support.
Big fan. Pecan
What
pie.
I am a huge pecan pie fan.
I love pecan pie. So good.
Yeah. And that's another one. It's way easier to buy. It's really good homemade.
Oh, yeah.
Really good homemade.
I think my sister used to do it and then was like, it is so good, but the bought stuff is almost just as good and way less work.
But if you do it, you can cook it so it's not quite set and it's just like runny all over the place. Humana.
Yes.
I got a sound for this.
Nom, 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 nom. I love that.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Big fan of pecan pie.
Yeah.
Where do you land on pumpkin pie?
I love pumpkin pie. We've talked about this. You hate all things pumpkin?
No, I think pumpkin pie is I have a slice every year and say it's good and don't miss it until next year.
See, I feel like it's definitely a seasonal thing. It's kind of like eggnog with me. I like eggnog, but only when it's in season.
Yeah.
Like pumpkin pie, I can get after some pumpkin pie, but not like in March. That's weird. But like November, December, I enjoyed me some pumpkin pie. However, I think I put too much cream on it that negates probably a lot of the pumpkinness and turns it just into cream with a little pumpkin flavor.
Costco has had a cheesecake pumpkin pie.
Oh, dude.
The last couple of times I've been there, or a pumpkin pie cheesecake. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, that sounds good.
It looked pretty
I
good.
could get after that. Like a big one or like at the deli?
No, it's a big one. Like it's the...
Dude.
Of similar size to the...
How late is Costco open?
So not late, dude.
Yeah.
Like
I've learned that the
8:30.
hard way.
And on Saturdays, they close at like 6.
Yeah. Who does that?
I don't know.
Probably a fun place to work.
Yeah, I think it's got some great employee benefits. I've needed stuff for Sunday dinner and been like,
Gah! Curse you, Costco.
yeah. Okay, what? I feel like we're missing a pie. I was going to talk about the Murray Calendar pies.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
We've talked about this before.
We have.
But I can't get over the Murray Calendar's fruit pies.
You learned this from a dude, right? In Florida or something?
Yeah, he lives in Salt Lake.
Oh, awkward.
Clayton Erickson. He owns Vitality IO, which is a company that I used to compete with currently. Anyways, we're in the same industry. We know each other. He's an awesome guy. He and I talk probably more smoking than we do business.
Nice.
But he turned me onto this. His go-to is the apple crumb pie.
Okay.
So you go freezer section of your grocery store, frozen pie. It's like $9. You can get them on sale. I think I've got like 10 of them in my deep freeze because they were on sale for like $3 one time.
Yeah.
But you cook it from frozen for an hour at like 400.
So pop it straight out of the freezer into the smoker.
Yeah, I mean, take the plastic off of it first.
Right.
Yeah, you throw it out there, and dude, it is amazing. You get that wood-fired flavor on it, and it's just banging good.
But not like bitter smoke, just kind of a good earthy, I don't know if earthy is the right word, but just that wood flavored, I guess.
Yeah, it's delicious. And obviously you're not going to do it with like a cream pie. Those you've got to let sit out and thaw.
Right.
They've got blueberry, which I've done. I love blueberry
I like
pie.
Blueberry pie. Yeah, we didn't talk about blueberry pie. It's not really a Thanksgiving thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's not really a Thanksgiving thing. Like it's a very like niche thing, I think. A lot of people don't like it.
Really?
But yeah, you put one of those blueberry pies out on the smoker, you will hit the table when the first bite goes in your mouth. Like it's just
Dang.
so good.
I can get after that.
Yeah, that was a lot louder than I expected
That was
it to
really
be.
loud. Where do you land on cherry pie? We don't really talk about cherry pie.
I like cherry pie. Nobody else does, and I'm not going to eat a whole cherry pie on my own.
Yeah.
So
don't
I
think
typically
cherry's my
don't.
favorite.
You know what I do
I think
like
I'd
cherry
eat it, but
pie?
it's definitely not my favorite.
Cherry hand pies. Like the Hostess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't had one of those for years.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's hitting Macy's on the way to work tomorrow.
Dude, seriously. That is a staple of my childhood. I feel like we used to get those all the time.
I did.
I had those for a long time. We
The
used to go to the bread store. Just,
yeah, and you could get like the real big ones that were like in the like waxy kind of paper. The bigger is always great.
Absolutely.
But gas stations used to have smaller ones that came in a box. Do you remember those?
They still have them, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's a different brand.
Well, yeah, it was after Hostess went belly up or whatever.
Yeah.
That they changed. But you can still find several different flavors. The apple pie is not as good, but some of the other flavors are still really good.
Yeah.
And
seems like JJ's has like a strawberry cream hand pie that's pretty decent. I used to get it.
JJ's, where's JJ's?
It's it's the Maverick carries them. They're just like
the brand,
the different brand of hand pies you can get.
Yeah. Well, you can still get the Hostess ones. They're just not made by the original company.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, there were smaller, like they were the perfect size hand pie. So good.
I want pie.
I know. We were trying to be fast tonight because you're supposed to be packing to go out of town, and
Shoot, that's true.
Whitney's
gonna
gonna kill us.
So much trouble.
we have done a long episode, and we skipped Maverick, and are drinking out of the tin can
I got a drop left
to save time, but we may have to go get pies after this. Whitney won't care as long as we give her one, right?
No, she doesn't like them. It's a lose-lose, dude. Actually, they have chocolate. She'll figure it out.
I was gonna say they've got chocolate cream. I was like, didn't you meet this girl at the donuts counter?
I did. I was thinking that today when I knew we were talking about pies and baking stuff. I met my wife at a bakery, and that girl's got some serious baking skills. I mean, when she worked there, I think it was more packaging and stuff, but that girl got baking skills.
Mike, we did good. We married up.
We did, dude.
Yeah.
Boys, find you a girl that is almost as cool as our wives.
Yeah. Look,
So
they all make one mistake. You just need to be that one mistake.
yeah, yeah. The odds. I really like that. Actually, I'm going to start saying that.
Yeah. No, I am proud to be my wife's one and only mistake. So, until next time, I'm Haley's mistake.
I'm Whitney's mistake.
And we're Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.